let's clear the air a bit. So I got these at Target not too long ago. The Race and Rescues just seem to be everywhere. It's like a cancer at this point. Something that's not even from the movies, just shoved in your face everywhere. There's nothing from the movies coming out at this point. Nothing from Cars 1, nothing from Cars 2, nothing from Cars 3, nothing new from any of the movies. Instead, we have this slop from Mattel that is fantasy, never appears anywhere, and this is all that's available to buy right now. And you know what? Content is content. I didn't want to review these at all, but I won't lie, the Mater looks pretty cool. We'll see how cool McQueen is, but Sheriff is the one I just do not like the most because of the horrendous barf color. I don't know what they were thinking up at Mattel HQ, but we couldn't have done a different color, Mattel. Like, you really chose a barf colored green for the color change. Like, I get the concept. Maybe it's like a military green, like a camel black and green, but in person, it just... Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know about that green. And hey, if you thought these were over, nope. For next year, or the end of this year, we're getting Sarge and Red. Red that goes from, well, red to yellow, and Sarge, we don't know, but they are confirmed to be coming out end of this year, going into 2026. So hooray for this brain rot Race and Rescue going into the 20th anniversary of Cars next year. Okay, enough negativity. Let's get to unboxing these. We'll start off with Mater. So he is in that artwork that consists of his brand new Mater artwork from Cars 1, where he still has his hood. I really wish we could get a Mater without the hood, because that's how he is normally in all Cars media. But since it's easier to print over decals, they use brand new Mater since he's not all dented and rusted. So, oh well. It has the Race and Rescue sort of flames and sparks on the bottom here. This tag with a yellow stripe going across. Color changes logo. And the Race and Rescue logo is shoved way back there. Maybe they could have put it over here or something, but whatever. It's Race and Rescue. I don't think anyone's really caring about these besides, you know, the boy moms. All right, so let's take a look at these. And I get it. These are probably the children's toys. But, man, these color changes were so much cooler back then. And I've seen some of the same boy moms complain about these, saying that, oh, they're so cheap in quality, like the color will stop changing after a couple of uses, or they're super light, and why are they more expensive than the die-cast ones? Yep. You're right. I gotta agree with you there. So, hey, see, we can find some middle ground there. Here and there. So this Mater, it's already changing color in my hand because of my hands that are warm. And it's very light. It's very lackluster in detail compared to the normal 155 scale die cast of this guy, which I'll compare in just a sec. But the eyes are so lifeless. I don't know what happened here. Yeah, but that's Mater. Let's compare him to the die-cast one. I don't know why the eyes are so far apart. They look very, very weird. They look strange. All the decals seem to be there that say Race and Rescue, however, so we can't fault it for that. I mean, of course, they should be on there. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a Race and Rescue Mater, right? We're missing the blue trim that goes around the fenders, but that's expected from a color changer. They're a lot cheaper and quicker to produce. As far as like the towing attachment, well, the hook isn't colored in red. It doesn't have the gray parts colored in over here. The light bar is just flat out yellow instead of this like translucent plastic that they were using. The back, nothing too crazy. The other sides and the bottom. So yeah, I get it. These Race and Rescues, they're meant for kids. Buy them once and throw them away in the trash and the garbage maybe 6 months later. But it wasn't always like this, man. I feel like if you're gonna put out some toys, at least make them quality so that they don't feel like a McDonald's toy you have to throw away. Like, I'm telling you, these feel so cheaply flimsy. Look at this. These are so cheaply plasticky feeling. I just, the color changers that I grew up with back in 2010, I feel like they were just higher in quality and not this light and cheap feeling. Okay, McQueen. Let's go ahead and take a look at him. He goes from blue to red. Hey, I like that though. Blue for cold water, red for hot water. I'll give him credit for that. What about Mater? Did he do the same thing? No, the opposite. Should have been the other way around. Yeah, like I was saying though, I feel like if you're gonna make a toy, make it quality. And these don't feel quality. They feel very cheap. But hey, whenever I speak my mind on these things, apparently I'm the bad guy. Apparently I can't give my 2 cents and use freedom of speech. All right, here's McQueen, and he is using the plastic sort of chassis that the one in the Race and Rescue playset uses. So it's pretty much exactly the same to that one. I'm gonna compare it to that one in just a sec, and the die-cast one as well. But there are your decals on the side. They're kind of wrinkled towards the corners there. I do like his expression though. I do really like the eye shadowing they went ahead and gave him here. It does work, same with the black lining around the windshield. Although his eyes seem to be way smaller and not fitting the entire windshield. Like you can see the outline of the windshield right here, and then his eyes are way over here, like the start of it. So there's this whole gap here. I don't know why they did that, but yeah, the eyes are just tiny for whatever reason. The sticker decal, don't know why. There's the other side, the back, the top, the bottom. These are made in Vietnam. Does not have the little plastic sort of notch so that Mater can tow him, so that's kind of gone from the color changers. I think they should have translated that over. But it's a little strange, this McQueen's tiny eyes there. And here he is with that McQueen I was mentioning earlier. Same mouth mold, it seems like. The light bar, for whatever reason, they decided to use a straight up yellow when they clearly had the translucent one that looks more realistic. Mattel's very inconsistent when it comes to these toys. Especially when you look at the eyes here. Like, these are properly placed, sort of. They're still a little bit small, but not as bad as this one. They made this one sort of like squashed in and stretched out more, and here it's a lot more stretched out and squashed in from the top and bottom, if that makes sense. I know if you're like a hardcore Cars collector, you'll know what I'm talking about, but to the average viewer, I don't think they'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, I don't know why McQueen looks so squishy, and something about this McQueen just looks super strange. This one looks a little bit more proportionate. You know, it's ever since they changed the casting from the Cars 1 casting that was a lot thicker and fatter to the slimmer one. It's just, I've never been a fan of it. I really wish we still had the original Cars 1 McQueen mold. It's very, very inconsistent, because then you'll get stuff like the GRC, and that uses like the Cars 2 McQueen mold, and you're like, hey, why didn't you make this one slimmer? Why do all the other ones have to be slimmed down, but not the other ones that, you know, I guess you could say still have castings. So now let's go ahead and take a look at Sheriff. That goes from green to black, and then we'll go over to the kitchen to get these guys changing color. So he goes from his normal color in cold water to his green barf color in hot water. All right, so here is the Sheriff. Different expression to the die cast. Yeah, that green color, not the biggest fan of it. It looks kind of disgusting. The Race and Rescue logo is a lot smaller compared to the die cast. Of course, the eyes are different. I do like his expression on this color changer though. I will give them that. It does look really good. There's the back. Got the Rescue logo, Sheriff door sticker as well. I didn't notice this until I was in the store, but for whatever reason, they have this plastic sort of punch hole on the blister. And when he's in there, you know, some of the rear view mirror kind of pops through. I don't know why they did that. It's kind of confusing, but oh well, that's Mattel for you. So then when we get to the back over here with the diaper, I don't know what they were thinking, but there's this huge gap between like the trunk and the actual stripes on the side, whereas the die-cast one at least had a smaller gap between each one, but here it looks huge, those gaps. Now, crazily enough, I think those larger gaps work compared to the slimmer ones on the die-cast, because as you all know, when you have it like this all kind of together, it looks like a diaper. It looks very strange. That was one of my gripes with this one. But with this one, the fact that it's kind of like split a little bit more far apart, I feel like it looks a little bit more natural. Like I can see the white trunk now and it's not blending in with the sides. Like in my opinion, I think it looks a little bit better, ironically enough. I still wouldn't keep these stripes just up to here. I would have extended it all the way towards the doors, but that's just me. But yeah, that's the Sheriff in his green color. Made in Vietnam. Let's go ahead and dunk these guys in the cold water and see them change in action. Here in the kitchen, I got some cold water, and then of course I'm gonna have hot water spout out of here. So let's go ahead and test them out. Oh, I think that's already gonna, wait, what? Is this gonna be red, Mater, in this water? Yeah, they don't really change all that well like they used to, do they? Just leave them in there for a sec, I guess. Okay, hot water. I think that might be good for Sheriff. No, I need cold water too. I know McQueen needs it for sure. Let's check on Mater here. I have this down here in the sink. Not all that well. What the hell is this? That looks kind of creepy. No, I don't know if this is just my copy or everyone's. But for whatever reason, Mater's just not really doing it. Let's see McQueen. Will he do any better? Oh yeah, this one changed instantly. Oh, he looks really cool in that blue. I can't even lie to you. Yeah, this one looks sick. The red mismatch wheel throws me off a little bit. I do like how the yellow wheels look though, with the bolt and the blue. This one looks really cool. I'll definitely be keeping this one. That's a keeper for sure. I don't know about Mater though. That's the one I was the most excited for. But anyways, let's see Sheriff here. Should turn into his normal black. Hey, attaboy, there you go. Look at that one. Okay. Not bad. Hey, when it's just a black Sheriff with the different sort of looking decals compared to the diecast one, this one looks pretty good with that different expression. Sorry, Mater. The one I was most excited for ended up being the worst one. Let's give him one more try. Let's see. Okay. He kind of changed back a little bit. Yeah, he looks more like a pink in person, not a bright red. But this is probably my least favorite. I don't know why the yellow, and it just looks very cheap. I liked McQueen, to be honest. I think McQueen was my favorite one overall. Sheriff surprisingly didn't do as bad as I thought. Let's get some hot water here. Oh yeah, look at that. Changed instantly. Let's try Mater here. Yeah, Mater in the blue is kind of cool with the yellow. But yeah, it just feels very cheaply made. And the eyes especially threw me off and creeped me out. But no, this McQueen was awesome. You could even do like a half and half if you wanted to. Oh yeah, look at that. That looks cool. See? Change them to red. Change them to blue. Yeah, that's a good one. That's really a good one. Just wasting water at this point. But hey, that's the fun of these things. Let me see if I can do like a cool little half and half. Yeah. There we go. That looks cool. That looks pretty cool. Sheriff, let's see if I can do like a half and half on this guy too. Whoa. Yeah, no, that looks horrible. That looks horrible. It's like a barf color. Anywho, let me know if you'll be picking any of these up. I can't say much for Mater though. That one definitely disappointed me. Piston Cup Productions signing out, and I'll see you guys next time. McQueen, you definitely surprised me.